The dynamics of trust model investigates the roles trust and blame play in conflicts, their dependency upon each other, and how they eventually either enable or make conflict resolution impossible. The model is based on attribution theory, a theory of extensive research in psychology, and helps to diagnose underlying attributions of blame that fuel conflicts. Attribution theory describes attributing the cause of an adverse event to someone or something in order to make sense of the situation. 3 types of attributions are made in conflicts. Attributing the cause to the situation might include blaming it on a lack of information or proper training or an unclear order from your boss. Put simply, we attribute good intentions to ourselves and blame outside circumstances instead. For instance, a boss firing several employees won't be blamed much if they do it because the company is facing bankruptcy. As soon as other people are involved, we might shift the blame to their intrinsic nature. The fault might be attributed to the person's shyness, culture, beliefs, and similar. Here, the person's innate character is blamed, rather than their intentional or malicious behaviour. Think of a manager causing conflict because of his or her workaholic commitment to the job. The blame attributed in such a situation might range from low to high, which still allows significant levels of trust to remain. Lastly, intentional attribution refers to people's actions as being intentionally and knowingly harmful. This could stem from their hostility towards someone or their wish to gain something. For example, a boss who degrades an employee in front of an entire team might be seen as a malicious person who wants to show everyone who's the boss. Such situations end in complete blame on the other party, eliminating all trust. This phenomenon, often referred to as a fundamental attributional error or self-serving bias, severely affects trust. It exaggerates the blame regarding the other party, minimizing or eliminating trust and rendering conflict resolution difficult or impossible. Fortunately, attributions can be shifted and changed. Firstly, as mediators, we can influence or retrain the parties' assigned attributions by challenging their interpretations of situations. Interpretations are fundamentally a mix of information and preconceptions. By directly addressing the information each party has about the other, or the task or problem at hand, and the preconceptions they have formed about each other, we can quickly find that their blame attributions are biased, exaggerated, unjustified, or simply wrong. By challenging their assumptions, we can move the parties from intentional attribution with a substantial amount of blame to intrinsic attribution with less blame, or even to situational attribution and the elimination of blame altogether. Secondly, the model differentiates between 2 types of trust that people in conflicts rely on: personal and procedural trust. Personal trust refers to our judgment of that person's character, integrity, and values, and is the most powerful form of trust. Procedural trust is trust in a system, structure, or process, and has nothing to do with individual people. As with all systems, it has to be monitored by a third party and can be collaboratively built and defined by the parties themselves. Thus, the second strategy in dealing with attributions of blame is to focus on procedural trust and move away from the personal one. To do that, mediators must first create a safe environment for negotiations and think about how the negotiation process can be structured and navigated. This includes decisions on who attends, what the agenda is, what remains confidential, who does the monitoring and how, etc. On top of that, a safe environment can also be created by applying confidence building measures. These are signals of readiness to demonstrate trust to the other party, and might be small steps to show and test good faith of each other.